flag salute. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. We'll have a moment of silence. Sarah, could I ask you to do the roll call?
Clifford Adams.
Here.
Patty Anderson.
Here.
Harry Almagast. John Burke. Brady Fight. Diane Page. Jeff Powell.
Here.
Eric Sunling.
Here.
And Kelly Twilliger.
Here. Thank you. All right, we'll move on to the proposal to waive the reading and just approve the official minutes from the October 15th workshop meeting and the September 15th voting meeting as attached.
So moved.
Moved and seconded. Any discussion on that? Okay, all those in favor? Aye. Opposed? Abstentions? Motion carries. All right, we don't have any public participation this evening, I believe. So we have some presentations this evening. First, we'll have Maddie, who's going to give us her presentation as a student representative. Thank you for coming tonight.
Absolutely. Thank you for having me. So I have student council. We did homecoming. Homecoming was great. We are going to help out with the Veterans Day Assembly this year. We're planning Turkey Bowl. We began that last Friday. And then we also have almost $1,000 to donate to breast cancer charities. There's 3 of them. In our art department, Mrs. Forsyth took 8 students to Slippery Rock University. One of my classmates, Cadence Marzik, got chosen for her artwork to be presented in the art show at Slippery Rock University. And our plow has also been finished as well. For sports, our volleyball team made it to playoffs. Our varsity football team also made it to playoffs. And our senior youth football team has made it to the Super Bowl again for the 2nd year in a row. Teacher and class spotlight. On October 9th, Mrs. McKinley's home ec classes made all the teachers lunch. And on November 7th, we have a blood drive through our National Honor Society in honor of Blade Moan. The end of the quarter is tomorrow, the 21st, and then report cards go out October 28th. Right?
Thank you.
Thank you.
Do you have any questions? Thank you. Okay, we're going to move on to Rachel Paz. Rachel's going to talk to us about a trip for Spain.
Hi, thank you for having me. I'd like to share with you an opportunity for all AC Valley High School students to travel on an 8-day trip to Spain in spring of 2027. I'm excited for the trip, just for the power of travel and the transformation travel can have on students. And as you know, I've taken a group to Puerto Rico in 2023. I've also previously took a group to Puerto Rico in 2012 at Union High School, and a group to Mexico in 2008. So I enjoy providing these opportunities for students because I see the difference they make. They graduate and they still travel, and how it changes their lives. Some go on to other things, and some bring those experiences back to our local communities. I've provided you with 2 packets. The program proposal that goes over. We're taking this trip with EF Tours, which EF stands for Education First. So that's the name of their company, and that shows you what's important to them. And so this gives you information on the company, on the safety and the insurance involved with their company, the growth. It has a really nice diagram on page 3 of their learning outcomes and how global perspective influences their personal development and action and impact, and then also how as they explore the world, they discover more about themselves. So I find that interesting. You can look through that. There is also, with safety, a 24/7 emergency support. There is also a tour guide with us the whole time while we're there. Again, I've planned these trips, all the other trips I've planned myself, and to have this support behind me it's very nice to have that backing. And we've always had the insurance, but this takes a lot of stress off of me personally. And I feel this is a company that has tours throughout the world, and they have locations throughout the world. So there's always, in case there were an emergency, there are people there to help us. There's also insurance and the Peace of Mind program that you can see in the packet. Also has the cost. The student cost for this trip would be $3,829, and it is also open to parents as well. They have different plans. Students can pay monthly, or they can create a custom plan of payment. They also have pages with this company where it's kind of like a GoFundMe page where people can go in and relatives can just donate through this page. And then we've always provided fundraising opportunities as well. And then this page here goes through what's included, and then on the back side you can see some of the locations we'll be traveling to. So if you want to look that over, and there's a yeah, I don't know.
Hi, we're the Educational Team. Our group leader has partnered with us to your students on how to say it's our specialty. Traveling the globe with students long enough that we see the world and fashion trends and picture quality, and there's plenty of things. We have started out way back in 1965. Back then, the personal was his. Fast forward 60
Any questions for me?
Are you gonna, I see you get academic credit,
Yes.
that's something we do?
So that's based individually per student. As you see, they can get, if they, I believe they need to complete a report for the high school credit. And then for the college credit, they need to, that cost, there's a cost for that from, I believe, $300 to $600. And then they have to do the work involved with that. So that's per student, but that is available to them. Mhm. Optimally, all my groups have usually been like 9 to 12 students. We can take, optimally, we want around there. 6 is sufficient too, or a little lower. The price won't change I'm sorry, the price won't change for them, if there's less. Yeah, all it affects is the chaperone. No, I think 5 we would still go. Yeah, good question.
I know you're having a parent meeting, but do you have any idea how many students are interested at this time?
I believe, I would say possibly, I've talked to some of my classes, and I would say possibly 20, but we haven't, because we haven't been board approved yet, so we haven't done, like, much advertising. I haven't, so that will start, if it's approved, that will start tomorrow, and so we plan to reach out to the whole high school student body, because this trip is a little different than my previous trips. Before, they were always required to also take Spanish if they're traveling to a Spanish-speaking country. But here we just want to open up the net to all high school students to see if they'd be interested. And maybe that will, in the future, they'll be interested in taking foreign language, but if not, it's giving them a larger global perspective and view. Good. Any other questions? Well, thank you so much for your time, and please approve of the stage.
Thanks.
Thank you. Okay, our last presentation is our kindergarten team, who we're honoring tonight for the great work they're doing. So we'll ask them to come forward, or whoever's leading the charge.
So do we want to add under new business?
Good evening. Today in our staff spotlight, we would like to recognize our kindergarten team. Mrs. Thurber and Mrs. Cole and I got together and decided that this was a team very worthy of recognition. Several members of the team are here tonight, not all of them. The entire team would be Christy Anderson, who is here, Sarah Heil, also here, Kirsty Seipel, Emily Layshock, Ashley Clausen, Emma Fox, Wendy Shevok, who is here, Marcy Sunling, Aaron Barlett, Trevor Heil, and Kelly Shim. That is our entire kindergarten team. So that's a lot of adults for those kids, and they do a great job. Kindergarten presents a unique set of needs that truly requires an all-hands-on-deck approach. Supporting our youngest learners means balancing academics, behavior, and social-emotional growth. This is often needed all at once. The kindergarten team has embraced this challenge with patience, creativity, and teamwork, collaborating across departments to ensure that every child feels supported and successful from the very start of their educational journey.
Beyond academics, the team has demonstrated remarkable teamwork and problem solving and addressing students' diverse needs. They work closely with our behavior interventionists, CODA, life skills, academic intervention, special ed teams, seeking input and collaborating to ensure that every student receives the support that they need to be successful.
In addition, the kindergarten team has taken on the challenge of updating and implementing their new standard-based report cards and is actively learning how to utilize the ESGI system, FastBridge assessment platform, to guide instruction and to monitor progress. Their efforts reflect professionalism collaboration, and a shared commitment to student growth, which is a true example of what it means to help all of our Falcons soar. We thank them very much for all of that.
Thank you.
Okay, so I believe that ends our presentations. Do we have any board concerns this evening? Okay, not hearing any, we'll move on to the consent agenda. Are there any items you would like pulled to vote on separately? We already have that. Not hearing any, do I have a motion to approve the consent agenda as it stands?
So moved.
Moved and seconded. Any discussion on any of the items? Okay, all those in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions? Motion carries. All right, we'll lead on with finance and purchase. Patty?
I'd like to group A through F, please, for approval and authorization to pay the bills, general fund financial report, payroll check register, including athletics for for September 2025, cafeteria finance report for September 25, activities report for September 25, first program report for.
Second.
Moved and seconded. Any questions or discussion? All those in favor? Opposed? Abstentions? Motion carries.
Cafeteria report, Stacy?
Good evening. Our cafeteria numbers went up this month, as it usually does this time of year. Our breakfast numbers, our lunch numbers, at this point, parents are getting a little more into the swing of things and realizing that they maybe don't want to pack every single day or make breakfast every day, so our numbers are going up. My biggest thing this last month has been for everybody is still watching the federal and state funding. Right now, 1,237 USDA staff, all but 102 have been furloughed, and that number looks like it could become even more if they determine they're not exempt from that. The National School Lunch Program is funded right now through November with holdover USDA funds that they didn't use prior, but they are saying that our reimbursements could take longer because of lack of staff. I received an email from PDE today about our point of service system in the cafeteria, and on my end, the system I use to query and pull information is no longer available to use right now. I'm assuming because the staff that updates that is not in office. The other big thing is what we've heard about SNAP, is the SNAP families have been funded through October. It is looking like they will not have the funds for them in November. So my biggest concern right now as a district is if this doesn't pass and things don't start getting better, that we're going to have a lot of families in our area that are going to need some help and in need. So that's the biggest impact that we have going on in the cafeteria and what we're watching right now.
Thank you, Stacy. Item H, consideration to approve ACV ADA parking change order number 2 in the amount of $4,817.50 as attached. So moved.
Second.
Moved and seconded. Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions? Motion carries.
Consideration to approve the ACV football field change order in the amount of $17,840 as attached. So moved.
Second.
Moved and seconded. Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions? Motion carries.
Consideration to approve retroactively signed 3-year agreement with AEP Energy with the emergency costs of $0.08795 per kilowatt hour. So moved.
Second.
Moved and seconded. Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions? Motion carries. Consideration to approve the ACV track change order number 1 in the amount of $27,370 as.
Second.
Moved and seconded. Any discussion on that? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions? Motion carries.
Consideration to approve the donation from the Servicemen's Club of Knox in the amount of $2,000, which is to be split between the booster clubs as attached. So moved.
Second.
Moved and seconded. Any discussion? All those in favor? Aye. Opposed? Abstentions? Motion carries.
Consideration to approve the quote for the pole vault pit in the amount of $22,140. So moved.
Second.
Any discussion? Just keep in mind, and now for the public as well, all of these additions have been covered by the bond itself, so we're not adding any cost to the district. It's already been put in the bond funding, because things were a bit at a lower rate than what we had anticipated, so there is money there to cover this. All those in favor? Aye. Opposed? Abstentions? Motion carries.
Consider,
Just real quick, and then also, even though everything was low, these are all not extras that were going above and beyond. These are things that kind of popped up as the renovations were happening. Is that's correct? It wasn't like we decided one day, hey, let's do this. Like, this is all kind of
Yeah,
stuff.
there are things that maybe were missed.
Yeah,
in the-
okay. I just wanna
in
make-
the original quote or diagram or construction by the architect. And as
Correct.
the projects proceeded, there were some things we thought would enhance it.
Yep, okay.
consideration to approve the quote for the high jump pit in the amount of $8,020. So moved.
Second.
Moved and second. Any discussion? All those in favor? Aye. Opposed? Abstentions? Motion carries.
Consideration to approve the quote for hurdles in the amount of $9,315. So moved.
Second.
Moved and second. Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions? Motion carries.
Consideration to approve advertising for a 4-foot-high chain-linked fence to go around the football field. So moved.
Second.
Moved and second. Any discussion? I guess my question would be, once that's in place, you know, everybody sits on that bank, is that going to impede their,
Impede the view of the folks on the bank or even the stands watching the game.
And then the fence is also mainly to keep intruders, deer, et cetera, off the field when they're not allowed to be there, correct?
Yeah, correct.
All right.
so it'll be gated then, I'm
Yeah,
assuming?
yeah, several gates in it.
Okay. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions? Motion carries.
Consideration to approve the Act 168 agreement with IU13 with a one-time $500 setup fee and training fee, and then $5 for every applicant. So moved.
Second.
Moved and second. Sarah, would you explain that again, what that is to everybody?
Yeah, the Act 168 form is like a form that's sent to each employer, previous employer, just to make sure there's no abuse. And right now it gets sent, and if they fill it out, then I send it to each employer, and then they have 20 days to get it back from me. And it's just a lot to keep track of everything, 20 days. So this will allow everything to go pretty much automatic and pretty much virtual. That's about it.
Okay, so they can sign it virtually.
Yes.
So I
it's
can, at
just a
this
clipboard.
point, the lady keeps emailing me for the
Yeah,
past
that's
6
all
weeks,
automatic,
would you
yeah.
please sign this? I can sign it now?
Yeah.
Okay, good. All those in favor? Aye. Opposed? Abstentions? Motion carries. Okay, we'll move on to personnel. Carrie, would you do that for us?
Sure. Letter A, consideration to approve the employee number 53 to utilize sick days concurrent with family medical leave as needed. So moved.
Second.
Moved and seconded. All those in favor? Aye. Opposed? Abstentions? Motion carries.
Letter B, consideration to approve the resignation from Zachary Lutz, elementary girls basketball coach, dated October 1st, 2025. So moved.
Second.
Moved and seconded. Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions? Motion carries.
Letter C, consideration to approve the advertising for an elementary girls basketball coach. So moved.
Second.
Moved and seconded. Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions? Motion carries.
Letter D, consideration to approve advertising in-house for the vacated maintenance technician position. So moved.
Second.
Moved and seconded. Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions? Motion carries.
Letter E, consideration to approve the request for Melissa Babcock to be the junior high volleyball assistant coach at a supplemental salary of $733. So moved.
Second.
Moved and seconded. Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions? Motion carries.
Letter F, consideration to approve the superintendent's secretary / accounts payable job description as attached. So moved.
Second.
Moved and seconded. Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions? Motion carries.
Letter G, consideration to approve the elementary secretary job description as attached. So moved.
Second.
Moved and seconded. Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions? Motion carries.
Letter H, consideration to approve the junior senior high secretary job description as attached. So moved.
Second.
Moved and seconded. Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions? Motion carries.
Letter I, consideration to approve the assistant business manager / transportation director agreement as attached. So moved.
Second.
Moved and seconded. Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions? Motion carries.
Letter J, consideration to approve Carter McGarvey to work with the AmeriCorps program starting October 21st, 2025. So moved.
Second.
Moved and seconded. Any discussion on that? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions? Motion carries.
And finally, letter K, consideration to approve hiring Cheryl Griffin for the vacated 7 through 12 math teacher position at Westview, pending appropriate paperwork at a bachelor step 4 with future salary increases to be negotiated with the ACVEA. This position is approved as 183 days, being Monday through Thursday, with the school year dated August 1st of each year to the following June 30th. This position is hired contingent upon the continued need and operation of Westview. This position shall further be contingent on the individual executing a consent and acknowledgement to a future decrease in salary in the event the individual's employment changes to a position with lesser pay. All other terms of the agreement between AC Valley School District and ACVEA effective July 1, 2023 shall apply to this position. So moved.
Second.
Moved and seconded. Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions? Motion carries. All right, we'll move on to instructional services. Cliff, would you lead us through that?
I would. Elementary report, please.
Thanks, CJ. So last week, the Department of Education released the building scores for the 24-25 school year, and we got good news here at the elementary school. Our score was 74.9, which was an increase of 4 points over the previous year. So we were very happy with that, moving in the right direction, and I congratulate our staff and students for all the hard work that they put in to their teaching and learning that led to this improvement. And we hope to continue building on that success this year. Secondly, Miss Best organized another successful book blast this year. It ran from October 6th to the 17th, and this year's total raised was $12,387.01 to support student home libraries. 877 books will be coming to the elementary school for student home libraries. 4 teachers earned $200 book blast shopping sprees because 90% of their students signed up to participate, and 13 teachers received $100 shopping sprees for getting 60% of their classroom signed up to participate. Books and additional student prizes arrive in the next 2 weeks, and she has already scheduled next year's book blast to begin October 5th of 2026. We had Fire Safety Day last week. Mr. Heil organizes that for us every year. He's very involved with the Emlenton Fire Department, and we appreciate having him on staff and helping to make this day happen for us each year. It was a great day filled with fun and informative stations. Each child, something new this year, was given a blue bracelet to wear home to remind them to talk to their families about their emergency plan. And then Mr. Heil included an all-call out to explain to the families what the blue bands were so that the kids would remember to talk to their families about what's the plan if we have a home emergency. So I thought that was a neat addition this year. We are very thankful to Parker, Emlenton, and St. Petersburg Fire Companies for their participation. Our communities are very fortunate to have these volunteers serving, and we are lucky that they're willing and able to take time out of their busy schedules to help our students learn. We are gearing up for open house on Wednesday night. Here at the elementary, that's 4:30 to 6:30, and at the high school, it's 5:30 to 7:30. In addition to visiting classrooms and teachers, attendees can visit the PTO Scholastic Book Fair, which will be open for shopping in the elementary lobby. And we will have at least 6 different groups or organizations with tables set up here in the cafeteria for families to visit as well. So we're looking forward to welcoming all of our families and community members this Wednesday night. And my last thing today is that tomorrow ends quarter one, which is hard to believe. And then physical report cards will go home the following week on October 28th. That's all I have for tonight, CJ.
Thank you very much.
Secondary report, Bill's not here, but we do have his notes on our table. Please feel free to read those at your own leisure. Consideration to approve the musical cooperative agreement between ACV SD and Union School District as attached. So moved.
If I could jump in here, Cliff, just keep in mind that we do have a lot of students out for this year's musical as well as Union, so there may not be a combined co-op musical this year. So as we get a little bit closer, we'll continue to provide updates to the school board. I did talk to Dr. Kimmel, and he was in full agreement with that as well.
Thank you.
So we're going to approve it with the understanding that it may not occur?
Yes, correct.
Okay. All right, any other discussion on that? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions? Motion carries.
Athletic report, please.
Sure. A few items for us tonight. Volleyball team is traveling to Coudersport tomorrow afternoon for a 6:30 game in the first round of the District 9 playoffs. And the QR code has been posted on the school Facebook page and the school website so that you can do their online ticketing. I think it's hometown tickets is what they're trying to get to. So people have access to that. Football is going to finish up their season this Thursday, another Thursday game, when they host Reynolds over at Union. Joe Rapp is currently participating in the PIAA Golf Championships at Penn State after having won the District 9 Championship at Punxsutawney on the 29th of September and October 4th. Currently, he's tied for 11th place. There are 6 players tied with him and 5 others tied for 6th place. So he's right in that mix to hopefully get a medal. So we're rooting for Joe to have another good round and see how that all plays out. And just today, I posted JV and varsity boys and girls basketball sign-ups. So we're to that point of the year already, and that'll get us an idea who we need to get physicals from, and we can start pulling packets from our fall sport athletes. So it's time to prep for winter sports already. But if anybody has any questions, glad to answer them. But other than that, that's all I have.
Thank you kindly. Wes, you report, please.
Good evening. Just a few updates from Westview. You have a newsletter in front of you. This is a newsletter that I basically design, and it's for our students because we're trying to educate them more on the educational opportunities that we have at Westview. A lot of the students come in, they're not sure how many credits they need, the different opportunities that we have. We're really talking a lot about careers now. So when and if some of these students get out, what opportunities they have. We work on the simulators a lot in our vocational program. So on the backside, you'll see the career corner. We have some new staff. I want to thank all of you for your support in hiring the Westview teachers. Right now, we only have, after hiring Cheryl tonight, we would only have 1 teacher opening left, and that would be the vocational program. So hoping to fill that shortly. But thank you for your support in that. And just some general facts, credits, just some acknowledgments in here, just so, students they can read this in the evenings, and just so if they have any questions. But they've really come full circle in a year on learning more about their education, appreciating it more, and we have 18 graduates to date. We just had a student pass the pre-test for a GED, so hopefully soon we'll have another GED graduate, and we have 3 students presently in the GED program, so it's moving along very well. We're really excited. Things are going well. If you have any questions, I'm happy to answer them.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Federal programs, please.
Sure. Hi, everybody. The Title I, II, IV, and Title I-D FERs for the 2024-2025 were submitted, and we just got noted that those were all approved, so we can cross those off our list. As for the 2025-2026, all of the consolidated application subgrants have been submitted, and they are currently under review. We haven't got word that either any of those have been approved yet. As for our PCCD grant, we have one that that have an open allocation. And Courtney and I worked with Ellen to submit the fiscal report for that. Courtney did a really good job learning that e-grant systems with the help of Ellen, and the program report has been submitted for the quarterly as well. For an older grant, number 41673, it was, the allocation for that was about 30 grand, and it was used for our security cameras. It was selected for monitoring. We did complete that on October 14th. It's done. We got a letter of completion for that, so that is good to go. And still haven't heard anything from the NFL grassroots grant, so we still have our fingers crossed. They did tell me that by the end of this month, we should hear something, so we have about another week. So fingers crossed on that. Any questions? Okey-doke.
Thank you. District report, please.
Thanks, Cliff. And just a couple reminders, on Wednesday, we do have our first early dismissal of the year. Elementary will dismiss at 1 p.m. and the junior, senior high school 1:15. That are going to be, will be times that we will use for all early dismissals. We're planning the open house activities like Mrs. Sherman had talked about. Samantha McCandless from the U.S. Department of Veterans Affairs will be here. She'll have a table set up, and she will be handing out free gun locks to help to cut down on any kind of violence and suicide. We're also planning for the Veterans Day program, and there's a flyer at your seat. And we've been working with the local VFWs, and we'll have a wonderful program scheduled for November 11th, 9 a.m. for breakfast for the veterans, and 10 a.m. for the actual ceremony. Just an update, just for clarification, we've had checks stolen in the mail. We did immediately turn that into the state police. A neighboring school district as well, and nothing internal. It was in the post office, somewhere between here and the receiver, and they're launching a investigation at this time. Just an update on the construction projects. The ADA parking is completed and looks great. The football field renovation, there's lots of work that's been done up there. It's not completely done. It's been stripped. It's been rebuilt, topsoil added. There are a couple concerns that the football field committee will be meeting with the engineer to be discussed before we're completed with that project. The track renovation is going well and should be completed in the spring of 2026. It's been milled and repaved, and the final surface will be added as soon as the temperatures get warmer. Kelly's going to talk a little bit about the auditorium renovations, but we do have a pre-construction meeting tomorrow morning with the roof construction company. And then the parking lots and the student drop-off area, that'll begin upon completion of the 25-26 school year, and we'll have that project completed before the beginning of the new 26-27 school year. Just two updates out of Harrisburg. The state budget is still an impasse at this time. They're focused in on cyber charter tuition, statewide rate discussions, school code topics, and attendance and truancy for cyber charter school students. There is a bill that was approved, a version of the budget that was approved, and is with the Senate right now. We did get a letter, and it's at your seat right now, from Yuri Monson, and this version of the budget you could see on page 2. That would give AC Valley an additional $144,000. It sits with the Senate at this time, and there's still discussions being held in Harrisburg about that. And then finally, there's a House Bill 1701, and this is a public school facilities inventory, and if passed, they'll have all school districts across the Commonwealth provide information to PDE as far as their name and address, grades they serve, number of students enrolled, 10-year projection, building capacity, facilities, infrastructure, and more information associated with upkeep of the instructional spaces. So that's something that we'll be thinking about and planning for moving forward. And Cliff, that concludes my report.
Thank you very much.
I'm guessing that came with no funding.
No funding.
I figure that. That's the state at their best.
Did they happen to steal any bills? They can have those. I mean, if anyone's looking for some bills in the mail, they can have mine.
School police report, please. Thank you very much.
Special education report, please.
Good evening. As Dr. McDivitt said on Wednesday, with our early dismissal gate, it gives us the opportunity to provide some trainings to specific groups of, based off our student need. And one of the things we're doing is Patan West is coming in to target training for some of our students that are visually impaired. And he is going to do some simulation-based activities to help our staff better understand some of the experiences with our students with vision loss. He'll also do deaf-blind supports, assistive tech, and secondary transition for students who are visually impaired. I'm also going to go to the technology adventure, which is at the Western Pennsylvania School for the Deaf, which is also related to our practices with students with visual impairments to gain some more insight on how we can help some of our students within that need. Today was our first day of CPI training. Kristen and I, we changed for you. We were in our casual gear prior to this, but that's day one of two. Tomorrow will be a second day of that with Tammy Davis. And then working with administration to set up our new CPI team so that we're fully trained in both buildings. We are seeing an increased need of students with autism and their level of supports. Right now, most of our students were receiving itinerant level, and we are noticing that they need more of a supplemental level of support. So we have done some adjustments with that. This expansion will also allow us, we have a lot of students in our current EI programming that are showing a significant need in the autism spectrum. So this will plan for allowing that service to continue into the next year as we build that program. And I know on the approval there about the paraprofessional and substitutes. We are seeing a high need for these students, and the flexibility of our current paraprofessionals is noted. They do a fantastic job on a daily basis and being very flexible on where they're needed. But unfortunately, sometimes we do have call-offs and gaps, so those substitutes will allow us to kind of fill in for some of our students. Any questions?
Can I ask one question, because I see this, I've seen it posted and people have questions about the lack of funding coming from the federal government and the fact that the Department of Special Education staffing has been cut. That in no way is affecting our services provided to our students, am I correct?
That is correct, not currently. It's not.
We're still maintaining our high standard of providing for our IEP students and.
Absolutely, yeah. There's nothing that AC Valley is doing differently based off of that budget. If anything, we are making sure that programming and trainings are continuing to happen.
Thank you. I knew that was the answer, but I want to make sure the public knows that we're doing our due diligence. So.
Absolutely.
Thank you. Okay, thanks, Cliff. We'll move on to policy. Jeff, do you want to walk us through that?
Sure. I think I can combine all of them, A through H. So that would be policy number 803.5, policy 102, policy 105, policy 122, policy 122.1, policy 123, policy 209.2, and policy 918. And these are all second readings. So moved.
Second. Moved and seconded. Any discussion on that? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions? Motion carries. All right, so we'll move on to our facilities maintenance report.
Good evening. With the high school, we did fire up the boilers and we had preventative maintenance done on those just to get them up to speed. As Dr. McDivitt said, the ADA parking is complete and everything looks fantastic. We should be able to open that up possibly this week, probably for open house. We just had to keep vehicle traffic off until the concrete cured, so we prevented any cracking or anything in the future. We did have to do some work on the cafeteria air handler. Once we fired things up, we found out there was a bad fan motor on that, so we got that up and running. The elementary, same thing, fired the boilers up. Had every preventative maintenance done on those as well. District-wide, as Dr. McDivitt stated, the track is milled and paved. We did get the jump boards and the runways for long jump and triple jump installed. They did do that last week. They came back and additionally did that. The football field, main scope of the work is complete. Still have to touch up on some drainage and some of the playing surface issues. The auditorium renovation has started, seats are removed. They did start this week on the asbestos abatement. That's like the floor tiles and the mastic that's used for that. So they're working on containment the next couple of days to get that all built, and then they'll start the process probably by the end of the week. Still deciding on electrical contractor, hope to make that decision this week. And as Dr. McDevitt stated, we'll have the pre-construction meeting tomorrow for the roof. I did meet with 2 contractors for the fence, just to get a preliminary scope of the work and any ideas from them before we make decisions on that. I do have additional quotes for the pickup truck purchase. I spoke with Dr. McDevitt about a possible dump truck versus the pickup. I did find still like a new dump truck. That was a 24. They mistaken the price. It was advertised online. I did get a hold of them this week, and it's going to be a little bit more than our initial quote for that truck. So I just didn't know if we could possibly purchase a dump trailer. The third quote I did get for the pickup will be less than we initially quoted. So once I get that all together, we can discuss that further. I do hope to have the final quotes for the tractor for next meeting and get that all figured out. And I just want to end with, I spoke with Dr. McDevitt about a possible, it's called a turf tank. It's just like a robotic line painter for the football field. There is a couple different brands out there. Again, we can paint the field by hand, but this will add additional touches. We can do like a logo with this robot. We could do the line painting of the numbers. We could do like every yard line. There's just all kinds of different layouts you can do with it. And I just feel it'd be an added touch for the field once we get everything complete to really make it pop. We do have to rent this item, I guess. It's like a 3-year lease. You can buy it outright, but it is rather expensive. They make a couple different versions, and that all comes with different price points. But I did just want to kind of touch base on that. If it's something we can look at towards the spring or discuss it further, if you have any questions on it, just let me know. But that's all I have for now.
Okay. Eric, could you walk us through miscellaneous?
Sure. A, Career Center report.
I know Brady's not here, but just an update, the Career Center Director, Tracy Wooderson, did resign. We are filling her position with the temporary director, and we're posting for it. Jeff, I didn't know if you had anything else.
Okay, B, Intermediate Unit report.
We actually did not have enough for a quorum last month, so our October meeting is on Wednesday night.
Okay, thank you. Is there any correspondence?
We just put it at your desk from the governor's office today.
Technology Committee update.
We have not met.
Athletic Committee update.
We haven't met.
Finance Committee update.
No meeting.
And Football Field Committee update.
We plan a meeting Wednesday the 29th.
And the Auditorium Committee update.
Yes, I'm going to pass around 2 samples for you. We met, was it last week? The week before. I lose track of time. To pick the flooring colors and the drapes and the seating and all that kind of stuff. So I have 2 samples. I put a little star here. This Cope and Blue will be the curtains on the stage and the backdrop. And then this Federal color here is going to be the color of the seats. The walls are various shades of gray. The pylons, like the metal pieces, will accentuate that or part of that. The flooring is a gray as well, variegated gray, a darker color. Anything else I missed that we talked about?
I think that covered most of
kinda
that discussion.
covers it,
We're
yeah.
just going to use a clear coat on the stage.
Right, the stage will just be refinished with a clear coat. New wood siding on that one wall as you're facing the stage on the left, and then on the front of the stage. There'll be new pieces of wood put on that and finished as well, I believe, kind of.
Yeah,
That'll match the stage.
The
I
only
believe.
update is we were able to save that original wood to the left of the stage. We took off that speaker system from the old organ, and there was no damage or any kind of imperfections at all. So we'll
okay,
have
good.
a significant saving in labor and material with that. We're just going to finish it and do it the same color as the stage as well. So it looks really nice. And I think that's.
Yeah, the only question now that they're deciding on is, when you're going into the auditorium, the doors, there's two big windows there. Anybody ever notice those? Because they're always covered up with a curtain. So the question now is, do we want to put a vertical blind there? Do we want curtains to match the seats or the stage? That's what's being discussed at this point. So, but I think it's going to look really nice once it's completed, and it won't be orange anymore. And broken seats, right. They're going to be blue seats, so. Okay, that's all I have for that.
Thank you.
Old business, new business. We have a motion there to have a special meeting to award the auditorium lighting contract. Somebody want to go ahead and make that motion?
I'll make that motion to approve advertising for a special meeting for October 29th at 6 o'clock.
Second.
Moved and seconded. Any discussion? It's going to be virtual, so there'll be a link for that. All those in favor? Aye. Opposed? Abstention? Motion carries. The other thing we don't have down is a discussion about, do we want to approve the Spanish trip tonight so she can begin her work at getting that set up? Is there any discussion on that? Not, would someone like to make a motion that we will approve the Spanish trip to
I'll make
Spain? I guess I shouldn't say Spanish trip. It's going to be a whole school trip to Spain in the spring of 2027.
I'll make the motion.
Second.
Okay, moved and seconded. Any other discussion on that? All those in favor? Aye. Opposed? Abstentions? Motion carries. I think
Motion to
that-
adjourn.
Okay, well, do I have a second for that?
Second.
All right, all those in favor?
Aye.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Have a good evening.